Hi, my name is Ryan Kohler, CEO of Applicant Pro, with today's hiring tip. So, a while back, I was in Phoenix talking to a group of SHRM people. They had actually invited me down to speak about hiring, which is one of my favorite subjects. And so I was there talking to them about metrics and different things that they could track about their hiring process in order to find out whether it's effective. Now, we talked about kind of the normal things that everybody would bring up: time to fill, quality of hire, cost per hire. And of course, when we get into the applicant flow area, we talk about the source of applicant. Most people have a report they pull from their applicant tracking system, or maybe they've got a spreadsheet that shows them the source of every single person who applied for the job, and they can sort that and total it up and come up with the fact that maybe free job boards are their best source of applicants. Maybe Indeed is generating 70% of their applicant pool, and that's pretty standard for our clients as well to have that data. Now, the sad thing is, when I went around the room and asked for a raise of hands, very few people said that they track the source of hire. Either they're not tracking it, they don't have access to it, they've never even looked into it. It just is something that, I don't know, it's not a core metric that is talked about in HR circles, which is unfortunate because I believe in driving quality hires into your company or figure out how to drive your company the hires that they need and the talent that you need to go in the future. Source of hire is the most important thing to be tracking and looking at and monitoring. And here's the reason why. Just because you get a bunch of applicants from a job board doesn't mean that you hire any of them. And if you don't hire any of them, then what is the point? If you get a bunch of applicants from a specific source, it's just wasting your time if they don't actually turn into people that you interview and hire. So, I believe that you should be tracking source of hire as the number one most important metric that you look at in the hiring process. Here's the reason why. Number one, it tells you what's working and what's not. Now, that doesn't mean just because, say, Indeed isn't your best source of hire that you should quit posting your jobs there. But you need to know that it's not working, because then you can go for step two is you can decide where should we focus our limited amount of time and money, because those are your resources. It's not just about what job board are you going to pay to. It's if we know that, say, employee referrals, which is pretty normal, is the best source of hires, then we should focus more time and attention on employee referrals, right? And then number three is it will give us options to improve. Because once again, just because, say, employee referrals, which is normally what we see as the best source of hire, or your own website, just because those are the best source doesn't mean you should only focus on them. You need to have a balance to your sourcing. You should have applicants flowing from multiple different sources. And so number three is super, super vital. It tells us where to improve and if it's getting better. So we can take employee referrals and we can work through improving it by communicating better and making it easier to share. We can turn around and go look at our free job boards and say, this is cool that you're generating a ton of applicants, but we don't hire them. So maybe we need to make some screening automation in there so that we don't look at people who are not qualified at all. We focus on the best ones. Perhaps there's really good applicants coming from these job boards, but we just never see them because we're buried in all the excess people that come with it. Maybe we can change our ad on the job boards, and that will increase the quality and decrease the quantity of unqualified applicants. And so again, it doesn't tell you that you should stop using job boards. I'm not here to say that you should only rely on employee referrals, but I do believe that you should be tracking source of hire. You should pull it. You should see where you're at today. You should monitor it going forward. And as you make changes and adjustments, you should watch for improvement, because that is the goal of any metric. It isn't just to track it. It's to track it so you can track your improvement as you start to make changes and refine your process. So again, just in recap, you should be tracking source of hire. It is the most important thing you can track when it comes to a hiring metric. It will tell you what's working and it will tell you what's not working. It will tell you where you should focus your limited energy and available resources, and it will also show you what options you have to improve things. And finally, and most important, it will prove to your boss, to you, to whoever, your company, that the changes you're making are actually working. That things that you're doing and money you're spending is actually going to have a return on investment. Hope that this video finds you well. As always, good luck hiring, and we'll talk to you soon.